can find me in the sacred rooms, helping to save lives and make people avoid the tombs. Penning thoughts ever since my mother's womb. My words are like bullets when the guns go boom. Empire State Crisis. I never profess to be the nicest, just make sure my wisdom's the brightest. Sometimes you have to lose in order to win the hardest. Move the migrants off the block, you can thank ISIS. But I'm on the block, still stuck paying taxes. Politicians are bad actors with bad facts. No spirituality in the body of fabric. They lie to you and make you believe it's all magic. The magic I believe in, divine intelligence, the type that towers over every mortal sentiment. The courthouse judge, case closed without prejudice. Go meditate on my words, I call it brain medicine.
You must believe it's you I love. Believe it's you I believe it's you. How am I supposed to live my life? Supposed to live my life. Supposed to
If you a man, let your lady call you daddy and play with a mammary gland so you and her could be happy. Your mind's in the clouds, your hands are It's clear, some of you really don't want me to be here, cause I tell the truth without living in fear. I wasted the last 4 years. Talk about a pulse chain, some people call it false chain. I rock wild like Thoughts Child in the Pain Chain. Disciple, Dr. Moray, Golden Mike, the big brains. West got crypto and ATX, man, they were doing big things. Crypto's a solar sport, you could thank Stunner Breezy. I try to always give to the needy. And if you need some information, you could count on B Weezy. It's NBO, no betrayals only. Can't forget your man, the one and only Wales only. I'm always good when I'm all by my lonely. Cause I feed the streets, my best friend's a homeless spirit, that's my homie. I told my doctor I sacrificed a pulse chain. She gave me a prescription to be relieved from the pain. My wife's prettier than KDP's areola game, man. It's mammary glands entertainment.
What's going on, y'all? Good day, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. We're going to keep building. Blessings to everybody, y'all. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all coming through. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. West Scott. Yo, I'm going to catch you on the replay, brother. Enjoy your evening. We got Thoughts Child in the building. We got God DG in the building. We got Mix, a.k.a. Jocelyn in the building. Shout out to y'all, man. Good people. Good people. Good people. You know what I find interesting? How was your weekend, by the way? Marvelous? That's fire. And if it wasn't so marvelous, may you find swift relief from whatever's keeping you from having a marvelous weekend. And in some cases, it's already the new week. Blessings across the board. But check this out. You know what I find very interesting? When you're a good person, you got to deal with a lot of foolishness. You got to deal with a lot. I find that people who don't adopt or don't have good quality about themselves, good character. Basically, they're just all around. They have bad heads. Like they just the personality. They just not existing to really add to the betterment of humanity. I find that and maybe because I'm not in their shoes, I find like they suffer less. They suffer less than good people. You know, you know what I mean? Like, right? They're able to, and again, I don't know. I'm just going by what I've experienced, what I've observed, right? And you can be a good or a bad person and still speak truth. You know, like you can be either or. Because at any time, for sometimes I think like if you're not really too far on the spectrum, like you're not all the way wicked, you can like kind of like deviate. Or if you're not all the way good, you know, you know, you got to deal with some level of duality here and there, of course. But what I love about truth, it doesn't matter what perspective you're coming from, right? When it's presented, you really can't deny it. You can't. Don't try to shoot down the messenger. It's not the messenger's fault that the truth is it cuts deep, you know? I built bonds with people over the years, right? And some of those relationships have evolved, others have devolved, some, you know, have changed altogether. So, but there's certain things and messages, and when I reflect experiences and things that I've learned and gathered from those bonds that I created, it just adds to who I am and what I do and how I interact with people. And if it wasn't for me taking a chance to, right, take the step, take the first step outside of my proverbial bubble and go exist and live in the world. Go be among people in society. Like, come on, yo. If I didn't do these things, I'd just probably be living a different existence. So I have no regrets. And at the same time, I try to remain good because it just effing feels better. I like feeling good. I like doing good things. It just feels better. It's in my nature, right? And many people can attest to that. I know my whole entire chat, these people over here, they rock with me. All good people, bro. I don't care what you tell me. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what you told me. You rocking with me this long, I could tell. And if I'm wrong, I'm not a soothsayer. You know what I'm saying? You know, people could attest to what I'm saying. I'm not talking crap. I'm talking real stuff, right? And then somehow, because what we do today affects how we live tomorrow. If we're fortunate enough to see tomorrow, what we eat affects how we feel tomorrow. How we rest, if we don't rest, affects what we do to whatever we do and think we become. That's what I believe. And what we do to support what we think also has an effect, right? I've been building this channel, talking for years. If I had to do it all over again, honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change one thing, because thanks to the interactions I've had, thanks to the things that I've done, the 1,000+ videos I've created, blah blah blah. If it wasn't for making those moves, I don't think I would have been rocking here speaking to you good, you fine people. You know what I mean? You don't know where your actions can lead you in life. You don't know. You just don't know. And when I decided over 8 years ago to turn on the button and start streaming on the internet, and boom, 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 here we are. And of course, there's certain things I can do to build a channel, marketing, this and that, whatever. But I'm not interested in, like really building it, because I got different interests and different things that require my time. But I enjoy doing this too. And I let the world give me the feedback, because yes, when I'm talking, it's kind of like I'm talking to myself, but I'm really not talking to myself by myself. Y'all are listening and living your life while you're hearing me talk in the background. You're hearing this old man talk in the background. But I'm here to give y'all a message, right? I'm here to give y'all a message. The good people will persevere. The good people will persevere. Just like the wicked have shown in the most dastardly ways, so will the good. The good will continue to persevere through conviction, determination, discipline, hard work, not giving up, having a special type of patience too, and acting upon a certain level of patience and precision and intelligence. The good will outlast the foolishness. And what I mean by that too, because you find greed, temptation, greed, selfishness, gluttony, all that, right? The quest to chase a dollar bill or euro or whatever your currency is, to chase that at no end, even if you become sick, you don't care as long as you're chasing the dollar. God forbid somebody loses their limbs, they don't care. They want to just keep chasing the dollar. Meanwhile, something happens, an unfortunate situation happens where someone has to lie in bed because their body needs medical attention, or life is telling them, sit your funky ass down, lie down, and they can't fight it. That's when they really realize that all that chasing for the dollar, all that greed was for nothing. Because wherever you go after this lifetime, you keep all that shit behind you. You keep all this here. It stays here. So what was it for? It just stays here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ahmad Nobil, blessings. Jay everything, blessings. But what's it all for? You driving yourself, we drive ourselves crazy. Those of us that live a certain way, we got to go up. We got to get up, go work against our better mind, just so that we can take care of what we have to take care of, because we need the money, right? I think it's cool if we could also do a psyop on the money, do a psyop on that strategy, like trick that whole situation, flip it around to where you don't have to chase the money anymore. You created a situation for yourself where the money just starts chasing you. Figure it out. Conduct some experiments, some trials and error. Do something to place yourself at an advantage, not a disadvantage, at an advantage to where your knowledge is helping you earn without having to bust your ass, so that you could free yourself a little bit more, so that you continue as a good person to do good work, real good work. You know, like I find myself, like, for example, on times when I'm not working, you know what's crazy? I find myself time flies quicker when I'm not working than when I'm working. You know how you bust your tail so much, you're like, yo, I can't wait to get this time off. I can't wait to this weekend. I can't wait to, you know, a 3-day vacation, a 1-week vacation, or whatever vacation. You don't even have to fly anywhere. You just can't wait, looking forward to that break from the hustle that you're in, because you're in your mind. Like for me, in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm going to cherish every minute of that break. Like, I know I'm going to try to catch up on some rest. You could never catch up on rest, right? When the time comes for you to take your break, the time flies quicker than when you're working. You never realize that? Before you know, you back on the grizzly again. Before you know it. And sometimes you go back to work more tired than you did before you went off on vacation. Yo, it's strange, right? I like that, Gandhiji. We come with nothing and we go with nothing. You know what I like about that? The part that says nothing is really something to me. Like, we come with something and we leave with something. Like, in my mind, right? That just inspired me to think about it that way. Like, we come with ourselves and we leave with ourselves. We come with our souls and we leave with more experience that our souls carried and captured in our lifetime, in that existence, in that moment where we experience life as spiritual people. You know what I mean? Like, but I get what you're saying. All the physical stuff stays here. The mundane things that we stress over, it stays here. Like, it's no secret. You saw how I've been journaling my feelings and thoughts, really my thoughts about what's been going on in the crypto side of things. Because for me, as like, I'm thinking to myself, this man has no spiritual bone in his body, bro. And I see more than a conflict there. I see a huge disconnect there. And right, so I'm watching things unfold from day one. And when you're a part of something, if you study something long enough, you're able to identify things from afar quicker than if you had not studied at all, or if you don't study enough. Right? If you're an academic, or if you've been to school and received even a basic level of education, you can identify when someone else can either read or write, or if they're not that proficient in math, or if they lack some type of social skills. You can identify certain things. That's why I'm able to identify that he lacks spirituality, and what he deals with is nothing close to what I'm talking about in the sense of doing anything benevolent. It's warped. This is why what you ingest, you become. Like if you, I tell these people, I tell this to people in my normal life because of the capacity of what I do. Hold on, folks. Let me see some. StreamYard is doing something a little. He said that's the main issue. I moved to Europe, the work-life balance. Yep, for sure. We believe we come with a karma only, and that is all. You can take whatever your belief become your thoughts. Exactly. Exactly. And in many cases, these it's crazy because this is why it's like it's unique. It's kind of dangerous too, because the internet, you could look for any type of information and you'll find it. Doesn't mean it's really verifiable or credible, right? Or factual information that you receive, right? So people who may not have a support in life, in their real lives, like, you know, you could tap into the internet and kind of feel connected to something, but you got to be careful what you're connected to or feel the connection with, because that may not literally yield beneficial results that you aspiring to reach and achieve. 100%. Like, it took me a long time. Well, I've been on a journey for a long time and I'll continue to learn. You never stop learning. It's not that it took me a long time. I've been learning about things just because innately it's just something I do. It's like art, right? Like, you express yourself, you know, from young, when you like to draw, you like to sing, you like to dance, you know, certain things as a creative, you know, you're you have an affinity for very, very young. And the same goes for me as far as like being a spiritualist, right? You know, getting involved with religion, different things, this and that, this, but growing up, understanding how certain things work and you don't have questions to everything matters to me, right? Certain mysteries and things like that. And so you, in your travels, you meet different people, you study, do different things, and then you realize, like, yo, you haven't even scratched the surface. Wherever level you think you at in life, it's just your level. It doesn't mean you're at the very highest of high level. Because if you think that, it's just your ego that's telling you, your ego that's lying to you too. This is why I run circles around when I speak about my views towards this person, the founder of that thing. I speak like, it's like, yo, I see right through him. I just see right through dude. Like, this is not something you should take super serious in a way, because if you're not careful, you can hurt yourself. Like, people have allegedly hurt themselves messing around with him and his rhetoric. That's why I go so hard, because I literally engage in activities and help people and contribute and literally serve in my real life. Yeah. Like, I serve people. I serve people in a way where to help save their lives, literally. And I'm not saying that to brag and boast. This is the internet, but I'm sharing this to let people know who may or may not be like-minded. Like, yo, whatever you do, if you know you're doing good work out here in this world, there's value in that. And the value is more than monetary. Keep doing that good work as a good person. Keep doing it. Just do your best to be a better human being, right? So that you can provide for yourself and others around you and your community. That matters for real. That always matters. And the guy is so backwards. He thinks that just saying something like humble on the surface will give him a certain image that, oh, he has no ego, he's selfless. That's the furthest thing from the truth. He used the right word, he just applied it wrong. Like, humility counts in life. Being selfless counts in life, right? Like just really giving, being a giving person, it counts. But you have to have some level of some type of sort of like a self-check, some kind of barometer, so that you know and can understand and identify when people want to take too much from you as a giving person. Folks are going to sniff you out and try to take advantage. 100%. And I'm not talking about his form of giving tree, baseless, empty, brainwashing rhetoric giving tree. I'm talking about you being a giving person where you don't even have to say it. You don't have to talk about it. Your actions literally show and it speaks for itself. People who are parasitic, right? Folks who drain, like these energy vampires, can sniff you out. Now it's going to be you, because they won't stop taking. And the craziest part is you won't necessarily stop giving. It's just where you're giving that counts, and to who you're giving anything to that counts. You know? A lot of people, like I've met in my life, all they do, then they meet me, they want to talk, and they don't allow me to get in any word edgewise, right? So what do you think I did? Because I understand I'm still going to listen. But guess what I had to do? I had to minimize my interactions, minimize my dealings, because listen, it's two-way. It's a thing called respect here too. We have to show each other mutual respect, right? Because when I'm listening to someone else's rhetoric and they keep dumping, and then they leave feeling better, what am I left with? They just threw up on my lap, vomited their foolishness on my lap. What I got to go do now? Go clean myself, go rid myself of whatever foolishness I heard and absorbed, right, from someone else. And they didn't care what I was dealing with. They didn't ask, you know. So this is why you got to be mindful of what's going on out here, man. You got to know the position you play in this world. First and foremost, really figure out what your purpose is in your life. Get to, start with doing something natural that you like to do and keep building on that. And pretty soon, maybe at some point, the light bulb might turn on and go ding. All right, this is what I'm meant to do. It might just come to you like that. I can't give you the answer, but we all have a purpose. We all have a purpose. Don't let anybody ever tell you different, right? We have a person here that is around that this community that continuously calls people idiots, right? If you listen to that, you start to believe it. This is why y'all got to be careful, man. I'm older than that fool. You know what I mean? I've seen things, bro. And I'm sure many people here have centuries of experience where we could teach a millennia of lessons. He's speaking to the wrong individuals, bro. Like he's sharing all that empty basics rhetoric. Maybe to him it's the right people because he wants to enslave the right minds so that those same enslaved people can do his work and his bidding at his beck and call and pretend like he's detached from it. It's what y'all gotta be careful from, man. You want to buy into some idea about an island, name his coin, an island or a country, name his coin. It's a compound, bro. It's a mental incarceration camp. Once he got your mind, he got everything, bro. Don't get yourself caught up, people. Please don't do that. This is about finding a better way to make money and live your life. Everything else that is added to it, if you can afford to build dope relationships with people, that's a blessing. That's a bonus, right? Additives. But like, let's be for real. Let's keep in perspective why we got here and what we doing. Because I know what led me here and I know where I need to go. But I don't have to adopt some nondescript person's weird ways of doing things if it's brought nothing but confusion, dissension, to where it's a constant reframing and a reframing and a reframing that's being done, to where what I find interesting is now the talk is stay positive. Never mind never mind anything else, just stay positive. Because they realize that they can't stop the truth from being heard. So they're going to frame it as the people who are delivering the truth are not cool people, are the haters, are the trolls that need to be censored. And by censoring, isolating, dampening the truth, that's a form of adding to being positive, because they're working on trying to market more, because they are insufferable, in my opinion. Like, it's literally Stockholm syndrome reenacting itself constantly with someone who is also passive aggressive with his nasty ways. But these people are so damaged and broken, they accept anything he says as some type of endearment. Like, they'll say, he'll call them idiots and they'll think that's love, because you see how they behave and respond. There's doing some kind of mass campaign, shipping containers, trying to send mass digital advertisements or letters or postcards throughout the world. Yet nobody cares. Nobody cares, because so much has been done. They're scared. They're moving in a way that's extremely desperate, because they don't want to lose out on this cycle. And I say they, because it's him and his representatives. They don't want to lose out on this cycle, because you only have a small window left. The window's closing for this cycle to really see what it's supposed to. Like, this last 5 months, to me, if nothing happens within the next 5 months, he loses. He literally loses. And loses like all favor of belief in anything. Only his extreme zealots will buy into anything. He'll say they're the only ones that will eat his excrement. They're the only ones that will eat his bowl of fecal matter. His zealots. That's it. The window's closing, so that's why you're hearing under 2 months. That's why you're hearing something about July 5th and 6th, the last attempt for SEC to appeal and all this stuff. That's why you're still hearing flawless uptime and all this baseless brainwashing rhetoric. Everything, yes, still works, but the contradictions, right? The hypocrisy has also had an effect on the performance, on the morale, on people even wanting to even be excited and happy to be a part of a situation, stemming from the wayward, mixed energy, double talking energy that's coming from your founder, who would tell the world that this is the world's largest airdrop. And at the same breath, not even necessarily the same breath, but also change the whole, flip the script and say the vast majority of PRC20 tokens are worth nothing. Make it make sense. Whose fault is that? Like, you understand? Be careful what you take in. Be careful what you're a part of. Life is supposed to be, it's already challenging as it is, but it's also rewarding. It could be very rewarding. But over here, this echo chamber is real narrow and nasty. Very nasty. Damn near dangerous. Damn near dangerous. Where two individuals allegedly took their own lives. Come on, like, allegedly took their own lives due to the poor performance of what's going on here. Like, and they even said that they were family men. Okay, this is what I'm saying to y'all. Like, what? Come on, bro. He says canisters will be delayed at least by 2 weeks. Call it here. See? Called it here. Canisters. Exactly. Mostly down into the right. Exactly. Down into the right. Like, but see, this is the thing. It is the thing. People don't, they're too far gone. A lot of them too far gone. And it's okay. It's okay. It takes time to unwind, to deprogram, right? Look, I've been working more than not in my life. I'm Generation X. I've been working since I was 12 years old, yo. Like, so I know what it's like to be enslaved. I know what it's like to be mired in debt, right? And having to find a way. I just balance it out by developing some type of awareness and learning about human beings and the mind and what makes us tick. And also learning about the invisible things that may or not exist, may or may not exist, that makes us tick. You know, that's why when I saw him next to the candelabra, I'm like, this guy ain't all there. He's not wrapped too tight, bro. You got a candelabra and you thinking like you're doing something. You got anything with some candle and you giving off these vibes that, nah, bro, you're not 100. You're not official. You're not official. He's not, bro. Like, that's not an official dude. He's not an official cat. Mm-mm. 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 Why do you think people are quick? Look, they pulled his card. They pulled his history for the last 25 years. Like, why would folks want to do that? They doing that. They going after him for shit he's done in the early 2000s in 2025, right? Why do you think that is, bro? And when you find out the shit he was doing in the early 2000s, it's not far from it's a pattern, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's just patterns. People can improve their lives. They can change 100%. But like, yo, you got this shit about you, chasing you, following you. Like, it's nasty work, bro. Like, your whole energy, your whole makeup, like you to the point where now it's like you shipping, you want to just give nothing but mass propaganda because he's at his wit's end with it, bro. Like, think about it. If he loses this, he loses everything. I don't care how much $1 billion he got. He loses this opportunity, he loses everything. So it's really pump the bags. Pump the bags. That's all. You know what I mean? Life too short to be playing these stupid games. This guy's an idiot. This guy's a child, mental child. Like, he's really stuck. Something happened to him where, you know, I don't know. There's a void there that he's looking to fill in the weirdest ways. And all we're trying to do is make a little bit of investment, make a little money. And we got to deal with somebody's mania. Come on, bro. You could be crazy. I don't need to know about it. You know what I'm saying? Bumpaholic says I'm too old for this BS at this point. 100%. 100%. And me too. I just like talking about it, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I put in 4 years of talking about this nonsense. I was in the Gandhiji community for 2 years, but I'm still there, man. It's always been love, but like really making videos about Ethereum, gold, and Gandhiji, IND, 2 years back to back. And then the other communities, like months here, maybe 2 months there, 3 months, not even, man, like barely. I would just talk about stuff. This is the community, 4 years, bro, like back to back every day, boom, 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 this and that. Next year, all time high. This is that. And look where we're at. 4 years later. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. This is gonna be, hey. 4 years, and look what we're doing. You know how many communities are just banking on Arbage to do his thing to wake up already? The whole thing fractured into a bunch of small sub communities because you have a blockchain. He has a blockchain, but unfortunately, with the blockchain, 90% of everything is under his purview. And I say unfortunate because when he opened his mouth and said Satoshi got 10% and how that's problematic, Satoshi having 10%, right? Market share. And that's problematic. And that what if North Korea ends up having 10% and this and that and that and this? But sir, you have 90. Even if you had 51%, you got 51%, you got 90%. This is the thing. It's always show me the code. No middleman D, no admin keys unless it's his middleman D and it's his keys. Centralization is bad unless he's involved with the centralization. That's the point. You know? And look at the point, God. This is kind of true. And he says, look at the difference of the sentiment of the people in the two communities. One follows our H teachings, and one follows Gandhi. Oh, and Gandhi community has never been locked into nothing. There you go. And the realest thing too, Richard was on DOC. Richard showed up on DOC. He showed up on Drunk on Crypto. And he couldn't handle the feedback. He couldn't handle the questions that he was being asked on Drunk on Crypto. I've said this before. And he got to a point where he told everybody on the panel, since you guys know everything, you could suck a D. Suck a D, like a child. Like a child. This was before Hex all-time low. Hex just launched. And what did Richard do? He rage quit. He left the stream after he did. He left. He was building, you know, his community, this and that. He'd been working already for years of doing that. When he came on the stream, DOC is a channel, is a channel that, you know, it doesn't have this, it's not there to be pumping for views and clout. Normally, on a good night, you might have maybe 25 people in the chat. Normally, When Richard came, 2,000 people showed up, right? That was noticeable, right? Because you got 2,000 people that, because this is what that's what he was working with as far as Rich, and guess what happened? Because all this stuff with this decentralization, all this decentralized talk, decentralized this and that, but he's in control. He's explaining, you got to lock these coins, and the OA, and this the ETH and the OA, and what purpose? What do you talk about something decentralized when you got this monster here, this middleman D, that's in control of so much? Oh, but since you guys know everything, y'all could suck a D. Y'all could suck a D and rage quit and left. But that was your man's. Like that. I mean, like, that's the truth. That's history. That's history. Like, and these things couldn't happen without manipulation. We understand it. Market manipulation throughout market, legacy market, crypto markets, all this stuff. But be real. Be 100% in the spirit of transparency. But he'll never be real. Because with him is how we test. How we test. Avoid the how we test. Never say that you work for anybody. No common enterprise. So anybody can off your profit. And come on, bro. Like, so you can do your manipulation, your mass marketing manipulation in the background. You want to sell shipping containers, all that smoke screen, all that foolishness, ideally working. That's what he's doing. He could work so everybody could literally profit. Like he fucked himself with all that. He really did, because now it's out in the open. So it's out in the open. He's working for us so we could benefit off the profit. It's just, but then these people are saying, "Oh no, don't ghost these people because they talking negative." It's not negative. It's real. It's raw, rough, rugged, and raw. Like a ribbed condom, except the condom is not. The condom is the middleman. The condom is the D. Is the middleman D. No. You gotta, without the latex, without the barrier, it's person to person. Person to person. These people corny. I don't know what they're doing, bro. People corny, man. Your man corny. He's a cornball. I keep telling y'all. See, it always goes there because guess what? It's just a real. It's the real. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. Like, a lot of people can't take it. They're just like, yo, they need to shut the fuck up. They need to be quiet, man. You need to be quiet. They can't take it, bro. That's all that is. And it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. No, exactly. He worked out that he couldn't exactly. But it was through that whole situation, because even with that was the people in this community are saying he's the reason why the thing went 10,000x. So it's like I'm not surprised. just like the people have told me, like I kept it simple with some people. $1 times 10,000. That's a nice come up. Who wouldn't want to experience that, right? But then this guy is showing you he didn't change. He's just, he didn't change for the better, bro. In my opinion. Good people, protect yourselves, take care of yourselves, appreciate yourselves. Don't let somebody throw you off your square and your path, or anybody in life for that matter, bro. That's why I'm not even giving dude any name. He said one. Appreciate that, Bobo. Appreciate that, man. Much appreciated. He said, Wonder, I love listening to you, but never comment like your DJ. No one cares. DJ, nobody cares. DJ, nobody cares. There you go, Pumpaholics. What we doing? What we doing? Pumpaholics, you get it. You see? Exactly. As he should. As he should. Take care of the people. Take care of the people. As he should. Like be a man already. It's a time I don't really feel like getting in my cursing bag right now and all that. Nah, I don't feel like doing all that, but you need to take care of the people, man. Take care of your you know, the people who believe who are. There's some people that's so innocent in this, man. You know, like they don't know any better. They don't care to know and wanna go to the deep rabbit hole and do research and this, and you know, they don't deserve this either though. They don't deserve, you know what I mean? Yeah, because he's a fool. And guess what? An intelligent person recently reached out to me and made me think again and said, yo, this dude be having alt accounts. First of all, I heard this being circulated among another streamer in this community 2 years ago, and I kept it in the back of my mind. But then somebody else who I respect 100% was like, yo, Wonder, this right here is crazy work right here, man. This right here is crazy work. This sounds like this is crazy work. And then I had to listen to it, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. This dude's probably, not only is he paying attention to the community, but under different alt accounts. Because he's weird like that. You know, this is a person who played video games for 10 years. Like, he's weird like that. He's all into the internet, not into the inter life. He's on the internet. Like, yo, live life, bro. But he can't. Because he's Ricky on the run eating. He can't, you know, Ricky on the run eating. But these people, you know, yeah, he feeling the pressure from the community. That guy that's been on the tirade, he told him, yo, the X front end isn't working. 2 days later, the front end got upgraded. And ever since then, it's ghost the trolls, this and that, because the campaign, the dude hasn't stopped. He's feeling the pressure. He's feeling the pressure. A billionaire feeling the pressure from someone who's not. That's why you got to respect life. You got to respect people and don't underestimate anyone's power and position in life. You see? Huh? You see? A person who got $1.6 billion in 6 months, 4 years ago, 2021. You got to listen to somebody in the community who people are calling a drug addict, who people are threatening, who he's been saying to block. And you listening to him and everybody else. You listening to these people, huh? You listening to the lowly people, the low people in the pyramid, huh? Right. The bottom of the pyramid. Right. Because you know where the truth lies. Not with your minions that just want to carry and glaze him. Oh, what do you want, Massa? What do you want? Oh, you want us to continue to market, to work for you, Massa? In what capacity? Oh, doing that? Okay. Okay. Yeah, he wants to keep getting stroked by his brain dead, brainwashed people, bro. Like, that's what's been happening, bro. It's sad, man. This is why I say, good people, take care of yourselves, man. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Me, I talk my talk, but I'm good, bro. Like, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, don't think I'm, you know, there's people who care, who be like, yo, Wonder this and that, yo, going in, man. Let go. And I get it. But, you know, I'm cut from a certain cloth where, like, I do things a certain way. And the same energy that I gave supporting this thing, thinking that, you know, I made a mistake because I was not a believer in this in the beginning. And I thought I made a mistake. And I said, you know what? Let me just do this work. for 3 years. Nobody's payroll. I'm in nobody's pocket. Let me just do this off the strength. The same way I'm dismantling, deconstructing. Same energy I'm applying towards the deconstructing of the hypocrisy and the contradictions, man. That could only be me. Only be me. And I love it because I wasn't hearing that when I was, oh, we're all one day closer to the next all-time high. Saying that for 3 years, I wasn't hearing, yo, Wonder, yo, you got to take care of yourself, Wonder. You need to let that go. Yo, Wonder, you're going a little too hard. Like, yo, this is all you think about? I wasn't hearing none of that back then. Nah, bro, listen, man, I I kind of know a little bit about what I'm doing. I don't know much, but I kind of know a little bit about what I'm doing. You know what I mean? You know? And I know, and I understand the power of the word, bro. I don't have to have 1 million people to get my message across. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I understood that, man. Look, my channel is my channel. I got a humble 1,600 subscribers, bro. Humble, truly humble, yo. And I don't have to write it in my biography or whatever. Humble like this fool. You know, it's just a gimmick. It's just his marketing gimmick to attract. Like, what you put out, you get back. You know what I mean? Like, nah, the same work I applied, thought I was doing good work to build it up, and I'm discovering that this work was like kind of done in vain because the head of this whole operation switched his whole strategy. How are you gonna shit on your own gimmick for the world's largest free airdrop, and now to say that your airdrops, the vast majority of them, are worth nothing? What? Huh? All right, fool. All right, no problem. No problem. No problem. And then none of his zombies, because they're scared to lose money. All his supporters right now that keep talking about, oh, we're going to ghost the trolls. We're going to block these people. We're going to do everything positive. They're scared, bro. Number one, they can't think for themselves. They've never been really real leaders in their own right. They want to be a part of something. They're afraid to step away. They're afraid to be out of the favor of Richard Hart. Weird. Right? Their life, this becomes their life. This has created meaning for themselves because you could tell a lot of them what do they do? Look at how they carry themselves. What do they really do? Like, so this provides meaning, and taking that away from them, they'll have nothing. They'll really have nothing, right? A lot of them stop working. A lot of them depend on grifting, robbing the people in the community, lying, being deceitful, launching garbage, coins, launching donation phases, launching sacrifices, launching efforts that fell on deaf ears, like produced nothing for the community, and want to do anything that Richard Hart tells them and support it to the hilt because they depending on him, yo. They got nothing else. Sad, it's sad, but it's true, bro. What we doing? This is why I could say what I say and not feel I'm in nobody's pocket. I'm in no one's payroll. Not no Overwatch payroll, no Discord syndicate, nothing, nobody's nothing. Nobody's nothing. Like I didn't, you know. You know, Discord syndicate was one of the first streams I started watching. They changed a lot. Changed a lot. I don't see Cabana Crypto anymore, Cabana Hour. I don't see like a lot of what happened with Maddie? What happened with And We're Live? What happened to that? What happened to Maddie? Yeah. Too much. You want to talk about pressure? What happened? You know what I mean? Come on. So many other channels, bro. Anyway, good people, it's about that time. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Be strong. Be well. Peace.